I think I'll have to switch it back to my presentation because this visibility is giving some. Okay, no problem. I'll join it again here. Sorry.
Presentation മോഡിലേക്ക് പോയില്ല.
Yes, 1 second, sir. I'll do that. ഇപ്പോൾ ഷെയർ ആയിട്ടുണ്ടോ സാറേ? എൻ്റെ ഈ സ്ക്രീൻ ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് സ്ക്രീൻ ആയി പോയിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടല്ലേ? 1 സെക്കൻഡ്. യെസ്.
ഓഫ് ചെയ്താണോ?
വിസിബിൾ ആണല്ലോ സാറേ അല്ലേ? Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So let us start today the subject called the water scarcity and sustainable solutions. So this is the big picture we are seeing about the water scarcity. And let us look forward how we can address this, the big problem, the global problem, in fact, and what are the solutions forward we can address this big problem affecting the people, affecting the agricultural, affecting the industry, etc. So all of us know what is the water scarcity. As a definition, it says that a condition where available water resources are insufficient to meet the needs of people, agriculture, industry, and ecosystems. So നമ്മൾ ഈ വാട്ടർ സ്കേഴ്സിറ്റി എന്നൊക്കെ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും അതൊരു ശരിക്കുള്ള ഡെഫിനിഷൻ ഇതാണ്. എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ് ഈ വാട്ടർ സ്കേഴ്സിറ്റി ആൾക്കാരെ എഫക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അഗ്രികൾച്ചറിനെ എഫക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, അതാണ് മെയിനായിട്ട് വാട്ടർ സ്കേഴ്സിറ്റിയുടെ ഡെഫിനിഷൻ പറയുന്നത്. So there are types of actually the scarcity. One is the physical scarcity. Okay. So what is that? The physical scarcity, simply it is not enough water in the region. Same like in the Middle East, there is no water. The fresh water available or the fresh water availability is not there. And the second type is called the economic scarcity, where water exists but inaccessible due to lack of infrastructure, investment or governance. ചില കൺട്രികളിലൊക്കെ ഈ പറയുന്ന എക്കണോമിക് സ്കേഴ്സിറ്റി ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കില്ല, പക്ഷെ അവിടെ വെള്ളം ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. ചിലയിടത്ത് വെള്ളമുണ്ട്, ചിലയിടത്ത് എക്കണോമിക് സ്കേഴ്സിറ്റി ആയിരിക്കും. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് the real situations. So this is the water scarcity. Now let us look at what is the water stress. So what is the water stress actually? Water stress occurs when demand of water exceeds the renewable supply during a certain period, like in India. Okay, the water stress is more in some parts because of the climatic conditions, because of the rain, etc., for a certain period. And this water stress is actually measured in ratio of water withdrawal to available renewable resources. That is actually the water stress is actually shown in percentage. So what is a high stress? You can see 40% of water supply is used. And what is the extreme stress? 80% of supply is used. This is the extreme stress. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാം എങ്ങനെയാണ് വാട്ടർ സ്ട്രെസ് കൺട്രീസിനെ അഫക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഹൗ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് affecting is the reduced availability of for agriculture, sanitation and drinking, increased competition and conflict. കോൺഫ്ലിക്റ്റിലൂടെയും ചിലപ്പം വാട്ടർ സ്ട്രെസ് ഉണ്ടാകാറുണ്ട്. So this is I just wanted to show what is the difference between the water scarcity and the water stress. Now, let us look at some countries, how it is the water scarcity levels there. So the first country in this list is Bahrain, and the second is the Cyprus, and third is Kuwait, and the fourth is Lebanon, and the fifth is Oman. So this goes up. I have shown only here 10 countries during the year of 2025. This is the real status. They are facing this water scarcity in a large scale. So this is the first 10 countries the water scarcity is affecting. And if you go forward, we can see that let us look at this list. I think my screen is clear to you. So these extremely high water stress countries, there are 25 countries I have listed there. So beginning with Bahrain, you can read all these countries. And for information, you can see that our country, India, is also there in 24th position. So we are also there in the first 25th. India is also in that list. So coming down all this list, you can see all countries affecting with water stress. So you can imagine how the current situation is going to scale up after a certain period of years. കുറച്ചു കാലം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഈ സ്കെയിൽ മാറാം. Because the water demand is getting high and high on a daily basis. It is not coming down, it is going up. Because of economic development, infrastructure developments and all, the water demand will always go up. So these positions actually are also going to change maybe in a certain period of time. Of course, all these countries, they are all the Middle East countries. You can see Bahrain, Cyprus, Kuwait. These are all countries including the Gulf countries and the Middle East countries. So this is the baseline for all this, how it is affecting us. And using this, you can see what are the challenges in these countries. I will not take much time on this one because I just wanted to show what are the challenges in each country, why the water scarcity is affecting them. For example, if you take Bahrain, so what is the challenges over there in that country? Minimal freshwater resources, high desalination dependency. In the Gulf countries, for information, the freshwater resources are very, very minimal. They have only the most of the places are desert. Of course, in the desert also there is water, but how much percentage of water available in the desert. So they are depending on desalination, the seawater desalination, most of the Gulf countries. So this is their situation. They have only the sea as a main source of water. Then they have to desalinate it for the societal uses and for their daily necessities. So coming back to all this, so the water scarcity is happening due to these challenges actually. Different countries have different challenges actually. Okay, so now I will not take much time on this one. So the different countries are facing different challenges because of various reasons of water availability. So if you look at these countries, you can see I have given some colors to show the baseline of water stress. All this color, the extreme high water stress countries, you can see it is spreading all over this place. So this is the key. And then you can see the other high to medium high, low, medium, low, and arid and low water. You can see all these are the 25 countries. You can see the red marks on this one. It's showing a very, very high alarm situation. So these are the Middle East countries. Look at all these countries, the current situation. And the Indian subcontinent, Indian cities are also there, Indian places are also there with high, extremely high situation. Some places it is high, but we are also going in the same direction. Maybe after 50 years or maybe 20 years, 30 years, we are also going into extremely high. The water will be a commodity that you have to pay for. Even now we are paying. So we have to pay more on that one. So what we can do now? So this is a real situation. So that is how we need to think about sustainable solution. How to, first of all, you have to reduce the water usage, and then you have to recycle or reuse the water. Whenever the water is being used, it is going as the wastewater. Then you have to think about the recycling of water. In some places, recycling is happening at 100%, and that is being used for various, purposes like flushing, for irrigation, for agricultural purposes. So that subject, we will come to that later. This is a big scenario actually. By 2050, an additional 1 billion people are expected to live with extremely high water stress after 25 years. So there will be 1 billion people are going to be affected because of the water scarcity. And because of this, the health issues will come up, the economic, social issues will come up. So we have to address this maybe after 25 years. So that is where the importance of water comes. How to use the water sparingly or without wasting. We have to make that kind of awareness, or make that kind of the awareness level to treat water as a precious commodity. Like Baby Sir was mentioning in his presidential address that even the Indians, mostly the Kerala, they do not value the importance of water, because in our place, wherever you see, we have enough water. We have the lakes, we have the rivers, and we have our wells, lakes. So we don't feel that we are, in short of water. But what about the drinking water? Even if we take the example of Cochin itself, in sometimes we are not getting water in our houses through the pipelines. So what is the problems? What is the reasons for this? Even though we have water, and moreover, what is the quality of water we are getting through the pipelines? Some, even now, in cities like in Cochin, the pipelines are dry for a long time. In some areas, there is no single drop of water in the pipelines. And the quality, most of the pipelines which is running out of the city, having a big leakage. Whatever the water produced there, when it reaches to the customers, maybe 30 to 40% of water is lost on its way itself. And we are paying for that also in many ways. Anyway, these are the key factors affecting us. The water availability. Even though we have sufficient water around us, it's not sufficient as a fresh water. Because if you take even the world itself, there is only 1 or 2% of fresh water availability. The rest is all, it's not suitable for human consumption. That's how the desalination comes, water treatment comes. So this is a big, the challenges for us, how to, keep our resources uh, free from pollution, so that people will get more fresh water, or you will be getting sufficient drinking water in our own homes. So we have to preserve, we have to have that kind of high level awareness to treat water as a, like that, water is life actually. Just imagine a day in your home that the water is not available. What is going to happen? Then only you will realize the price of the water. Just imagine when you open the tap, there is no water in your kitchen. There is no water in the washrooms, in the sinks. What you will do? Then only we will start thinking about, oh yeah, what is the value of the water? Anyway, that is the key subject for today to talk. How to sustain water resources or how we can make available drinking water. There are methods because the desalination, seawater desalination, or you might have heard about the seawater desalination process, which Baby Sir was talking about. In Chennai, we have seawater desalination plant. Chennai Corporation runs 4 treatment plants in the Chennai city. But in Kerala, there is no seawater desalination. Eventually, we have to think about those kind of, the processes. Whatever the rivers we have so many rivers in Kerala. In some, again, that depends on when the drought comes, there may not be water. Even in Periyar, sometimes the water level goes down. Then you will get the muddy water in the treatment plants. Then they treat it further and further. So even eventually, Kerala will be in a situation that we have also to depend on seawater desalination. Then only we'll get sufficient water. Because in Kerala, the infrastructure development is also going in a very fast way. We need to develop cities. We need to develop housing colonies. So day by day, the water demand is increasing. Anyway, let us move ahead. So these are the 5 facts about water scarcity. Number one, water scarcity occurs even in areas where there is plenty of rainfall or fresh water. That is what I was mentioning. We also have rain. We have rainy seasons. Even with that, we have the water scarcity in some places. Number two, water scarcity affects 1 in 3 people on every continent of the globe. This is a global situation. Okay, water scarcity affects 1 in 3 people on every continent of the globe. Number three, almost 1/5 of world's population, about 1.2 billion people, live in areas where the water is physically scarce. We already talked about that. And number four, more than 10% of people worldwide consume foods irrigated by wastewater that can contain chemicals or disease-causing organisms. നമ്മൾക്കും അറിയാം, വേസ്റ്റ് വാട്ടർ ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ കാർഷിക വിഭവങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെ പോലും we use waste water without treating. So that may, cause diseases. It can create health problems. And the number five is if all the world's water were put into a gallon jug, the fresh water available for us to use would equal only to about 1 tablespoon. We got this point because the freshwater availability is that much tiny portion. So that is the portion we have to take care about it to keep it drinkable or potable for our daily uses. So this is a big scenario I wanted to just give it to yeah. So that is the facts. Now let us quickly come back to the Indian continent. What are some? I have collected some data for this. How the water stress is affecting India. The 54% of India faces high to extremely high water stress that we have shown in the other slide. Okay, 16% of country is drought prone. വരൾച്ച അനുഭവിക്കുന്ന സ്ഥലങ്ങളാണ് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ. So 50% people exposed to drought. Because of this, 50% of the total population is affecting with water scarcity problem. 68% of sowing area is subject to drought. And 75% of the annual rainfall is concentrated in 100 to 120 days of southwestern monsoon. We are all depending on the monsoon for the most rainy season, that we are depending a lot on that. And the 35% are received rains between 70 to 1125 mm and is drought prone. That is only 35% area received rains between these ranges. This is the rainfall ranges actually. So again, the 33% India received less than 750 mm of rain and is chronically drought prone. So these are some of the data. Actually, recently it was developed by the Central Water Commission. That is how these data actually were collected over a period of the last 5 to 10 years, and they have come to this conclusion. And the demand is going high, as it is as shown here. The irrigation is 85.3%, and you can see other percentage how the water is going to consume. So this is the Indian situation. Okay, so what are the, let us look at what is causing the global water stress. What are the reasons? Even though we are talking about this water stress, water scarcities. So what are the real causes for this? I will just quickly take you to a few points. The water demand has more than doubled since 1960, driven by the population growth. So it was a slow process. It started from actually 1960s. The population started, growing up, and the industrial expansion was also going up. And the major contributors to rising demand include irrigated agriculture, livestock, energy production, and manufacturing. So these are the areas, because our agriculture development was very high, the livestock was very high, and energy production like electricity and other energy sectors were also consuming lot of factor. Manufacturing, for example, the steel industry and all consume a lot of water for its production. This is the manufacturing sectors. And the water supply is threatened to poor infrastructure investment, unsustainable usage policies, and climate change variability. So these are because we, especially in developing countries, we do not have that, the infrastructure development is not happening as per the demand. So water supply was also threatened by poor infrastructure. And the other point is the water stress is the ratio of demand to renewable supply. Higher stress means greater competition and vulnerability. This is the water stress. We have talked about it. And the other point is water demand has more than, so this is a picture showing how people are affected. I don't know whether we can see this in our place, but if you go to other part of South India itself, or maybe North Indian cities, you can see this. People are waiting for a tanker with water to come, and they are getting their ration in the pot. So this is a very bad situation. And so there are various points have been considered by the water, the various, including the World Health Organization also studied about this, the global water stress. So they have find out all these these factors affecting the water stress. The climate change is another one. climatic changes, increased frequency of droughts, floods, and unpredictable rainfall disrupts water availability and storage. The water storage is the main problem, and the water supply. The melting glaciers and shifting monsoon patterns reducing long-term freshwater reserves. I'm talking about the global situation, how the water scarcity is getting worse and worse in daily basis. Aging pipelines, inefficient irrigation systems, and lack of storage facilities lead to massive water loss. This is, you can see in many places. This is what I was talking about earlier. The leaking pipelines is a major problem in many parts of the world, because these pipelines were laid down years and years back, and there was no proper maintenance done on the network systems. Because of that, there was a huge water loss in the network systems. And you can also see many regions, the lack of funding, because even though the water is available there, because of the lack of fund, there was no infrastructure development of the pipelines to bring the water to the people. This is also one of the reasons of the water scarcity. And some places it is the weak governance, because the administration, the local bodies and the government agencies, in many places they have failed in addressing the necessity of water and the water demand, and the governance has also caused the situation very bad. And some places you can see the over extraction of groundwater and surface water for agriculture and industry, because people were taking the groundwater illegally, and it was utilized for some other illegal purposes. And in some countries, there is no proper regulation of on usage of the groundwater actually. So people will misuse, and it is being drawn into various purpose by legal ways, and the water which was actually meant to use it for the public, and it was not available. So these are the main points. Over a period of years, the studies have found out these factors why the water scarcity is happening. So I will just cut it to the next the slide because of the time shortage, and we'll just go to the main point, how we can address all these points we have talked about so far. What are the way forward solutions for securing water for the future generations? Even now we are facing the water shortage. And then what about the future? So we have to think about solutions, how we can get water for the public as a basic necessity. There are many ways. Even now, there are systems to produce water from the natural resources into potable water and drinking water. For example, the desalination, the sea water. So if you look at the cost of desalination and also the water treatment, especially in the Gulf countries and also in the Middle East countries, the desalination cost is very high. Of course, those countries are filthy rich countries, so they can afford to have systems, even though the operational costs are very high. And they will subsidize the water cost to the people, because the government funds all for all this, the production of the water. So now let us look at how we can produce the sustainable water, okay? And what are the way for solution? At least we can cover up this solution for certain period of time, like invest in resilient water infrastructure. As we have seen earlier, upgrade the aging pipelines, the storage systems. We have also found out many storage systems are also leaking, and water is going to the underground stations in many places. And the treatment plants are also not efficient. So we have to upgrade all these excess systems. Even in our the Cochin Corporation also having a very old treatment plants. We have to upgrade those kind of treatment plants, and especially the pipe in the pipelines. So build decentralized modular systems that can serve rural and urban areas. Okay, we have to make modular system. That means we have to expand the capacities of the treatment plants. The other point is the incorporate smart sensors and AI for leak detection, usage monitoring, and predictive maintenance. For example, in developed countries, in European countries and in US and all, there are systems to find out the leak even in the underground. Nowadays, the artificial intelligence systems are also used for detecting the leakages. So these kind of systems has to be put in place. Then the most important, we have to find out water technologies more, in economical terms. You should not have more cost. So that is where we are going to address today's session, how we can produce the potable water, the fresh water with less cost. This is called the atmospheric water generation, or the AWG. To harvest water from humidity, the water will be produced from the air, water from air. This is a subject we'll be talking, and this is where our company is developing certain systems to produce water from the air. I will take you to that process, how this water is generated from the air. So if you look at other treatment systems, you need water to produce the treated water. For example, you need to draw water from the sea, which is very salty, and then you have to remove the salt from that. Then only it can be used as the drinking water. So here, the AWG systems actually produce water from the air, which is more realistic, which is more, sustainable for the period to come. So we'll talk about that later. And these systems actually are running on the solar powered systems, and the cost of the power, or the electricity power usage, will be also less using the sustainable energies solutions. And it's also encouraged the brine free, because when we produce the water from the sea, we have to throw 65 minimum 65% of the salt back to the sea. That's called the brine. Okay, we can only get 35% of fresh water. The rest of the water we have to throw back again to the sea. That's called the brine. So if we utilizing the atmospheric water generation, we do not have any kind of waste, which is, environmentally friendly, and these systems are, having a less environment pollutions. Number three is the strengthen of water governance and policy. We have to upgrade our existing policies. The government has to, come up with new laws about the water usages, and the government has to invest money for producing more sustainable water solutions. Number four is the transform agriculture water usage. We have to, because in the agriculture, there's a lot of water is being overwatered for the irrigation purposes. So wherein you can use the drip irrigation. This is the water, the water resourcing, and we can reduce the consumption of water for the agricultural purpose. And these are the other points which will cover the how we can reduce the water use in the agricultural sectors. Now we are living in the smart time actually. So in water treatment also, we have green infrastructure using the smart technologies where the grey water or even the sewage is being treated and it is being recycled for many purposes. Reuse of water, wastewater, especially for landscaping, irrigation, agricultural purposes. So this is actually done with the smart designs in where it is called the smart cities as to develop with infrastructure facilities. Yes, so that's the recycled water for industrial and agriculture reuse. And the other is the rainwater harvesting and the storm water. Because even in our place, you can imagine how much water we are throwing into the sea. We have enough rainfall here, but there is no systematic or there is no proper design of how to collect the rainwater and it can be reused for further purposes. And the number 7 is raise awareness. This is where we have to focus more on because people do not have that kind of awareness about the water. We have to increase the level of awareness about water. We have to make campaigns and we have to educate, especially the children, school children and the youth they have to understand the value of the water. And then the local leaders like government leaders, government agencies also, they have to also to come up to empower the solutions and they have to implement many schemes for the public. So these are the way forward solutions actually come up with a proposals from various organizations. To cover today's topic, let us go back to the usage of renewable water from the air. As I mentioned earlier, it is called the atmospheric water generation. So let us look at it, how it is being generated using this technology. So this water AWG systems use the condensation technology. You can see the air is containing the moisture, okay, from various percentages, and the moisture content in the air is drawn into this kind of systems where the condensation happens and the water will be condensated and later it will be further treated for the further usages. This is the technology being utilized in many countries where the water is less. When we compare to the condensation technology, the cost of water production is also less and the purity of the water is also very high because it utilizes the moisture in the air and then it is converted into drinking water. So this is the condensation technology. And what are the benefits? Like our company provides these kind of solutions. So let us look at what are the benefits of this kind of system. What is the total sustainability? Water plant Pinch 5 utilizing the AWG technology offers a revolutionary solution. In the advanced condensation technology capable of generating millions of cubic meters per year. So these kind of systems can produce million liters of water depending on the necessity, we can produce it. And it's also a brine-free technology. It does not have any pollution and it is very eco-friendly. It is zero impact on marine ecosystems. And it utilizes the renewable energy like we can utilize the hydrogen, hydroelectric, like the solar power, the photovoltaic wind power, and it is 100% clean operations. This is the treatment schemes Pinch 5 produces and we implement in various sectors. like in industries. It has got more, it is more cost effective. It is less than 60% cheaper than the desalination. Here is the cost we have given. For desalination process, the average cost come from 0.3 to 0.5 US dollar per cubic meter. So 1 cubic meter is 1,000 liters. Okay, this is the cost. Whereas this 0.8 to 1.5 is the cost of per cubic meter utilizing the desalination technology. This is how the cost is going to reduce. And these kind of plants will also have a long lifespan. The plant will have a lifespan of more than 50 years. When compared to the traditional plants, it is only having 20 to 30 years. And it is also self-sufficient. We can utilize this water for many areas like the industrial sectors. We can utilize for the urban areas. So, and in capacity wise also, we can produce the sufficient quantity of water according to the necessities. So this is the video. It will take a 1 or 2 minutes time to tell you how this water is produced. So thank you very much for listening me, and thank you very much for your patient listening. Over to Baby Sir. If you have any questions, we can address these questions from the audience. And I would like to introduce Mr. Muhammad also has joined from. Thank you, Muhammad, for joining from Dubai. Thank you. If any questions, we can address those kind of questions. Thank you.
Manoj, I have a question.
Yes.
AWG water per liter will be costing in dollars. How much?
Actually, that is the desalination cost. This cost which I shown you, that cost was for 1,000 liters. So 1 cubic meter, okay, is 1,000 liters. For making 1,000 liters of water in the desalination, it is costing from 0.8 to $1.5. This is the global scenario. So 1,000 liters.
0.15.
Yes. And whereas in the AWG systems, it is costing from 0.3 to $0.5.
We will have to yet
Convert into yes, yeah. So if any kind of
less than $0.3 in India for a liter of bottled water.
1,000 liters for 1 cubic meter.
No,
Yes,
I'm talking about a liter.
Yeah.
A liter of water, which is a bottled water, it's only $0.3 in India.
You are talking about a liter?
Yeah, a liter of bottled water.
$0.3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the cost for AWG water will be?
It will be less than this, yes. I mean, which will be costing around, if you convert this into, into dollar, I am talking about the cost in the 1,000 liters.
1,000
That's one
liters.
cubic, 1,000, not in liter.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I'm talking about the cost in 1,000 liters.
Okay.
Because this is, being produced on an industrial scale. So the cost will be calculated in minimum in 1,000 liters. That is the cost of production. Diego, if you have any point on this cost, can you just mention about the AWG, the cost, the production of water, if you have any inputs on this?
Unmute,
You are
Diego.
mute.
Diego, you will have to unmute. Diego, you will have to unmute. Unmute. Yes.
Now,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, you were asking us about the cost of the price, no, of 1 meter cubic.
Yes.
Well, I don't remember now the price for 1 meter cubic. But that's not the most important of it. I should say the price for water is not too high, and it's really very important for us to point out that this type of water is not as other methods. I mean,
All right.
water from the water from the sea is not as good as this one, for sure. So the price is not important.
So it roughly, it will be coming around in 1,000 liters. It will be coming around 30 to 35 rupees. I mean, roughly, it is not a accurate cost. But if we convert into Indian rupees, which will be cheaper, because the operational cost, how we have derived this cost is the operational cost of the plants will be comparatively less than the traditional plants. Now, that is how the cost will be reduced.
So it is high time we Indians started thinking about the producing water using AWG.
But why are you asking us the price? Is it too high for Indian people?
No,
Yeah, because
we
we
are
just want to
paying
know
much
what is the price
higher
comparison.
per bottle. Per 1,000 liter, we are paying much higher price. Even if it is available, drinking water is much costly.
Yes.
There is a person raising hand. Salina.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening,
Yeah, good
all.
evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Manoj sir. It was a very informative session. I just wanted to ask one thing. This air is filtered and it is condensed and it is made into water, right? That's what the process is. Now, while that condensation process is taking place, don't you think the humidity will have a change? The humidity of the air will be changing. Will that affect? Have you thought of that process?
Yeah, because the humidity will not be affected that much, because when the water is produced during the process, okay, so we will be absorbing those kind of humidity from the air, and then the rest of the air will be released back. So over a period of cycle, so the humidity level will be balanced, because this process actually was approved by the US EPA, Environment Protection Agencies, especially the US EPA, and they have evaluated that there will be a recycling of whatever the air, during the process, even though the humidity is converted into condensation. So over a period of time, they will be balanced, and there will not be
Mm.
much change in the humidity level.
Selena has joined from Africa. Selena has
Anyway,
So
joined.
one more
anyway,
thing,
Uh-huh.
just one more thing, sir. Can
anyway,
I?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. While I don't know if in Spain it is being used very much. Like here and all, it is not being used very few places. We have this air converting, water converting from air. So if it is produced in a large
Hi.
sector,
Hello. Well,
Yeah.
humidity is not a problem.
there might be a little problem, right? That's what I thought. Okay.
No,
Well,
because
before
Anyway, it
starting,
was
actually,
really
Selena,
informative.
to answer your question, these plants are actually, if you produce water using the AWG systems, actually the water
Yeah.
cost reduced, and then only it will be more feasible. The more you produce, the cost will be coming less. So this is the kind of industrial plants we are talking about. Also, we have various capacities of plants from maybe from 1,000 gallons to 2,000 gallons. It can be installed in buildings separately. And also it can be
besides,
a combined
humidity
plan for
is not a
certain
problem.
areas. It can same like like electricity generation, the powerhouses. First, one community can make a huge plan, and from there it can be distributed. So the more capacity produced, the production cost, the operational cost will be less actually. Which part of
Okay.
Africa
Thank
you are
you.
from, Selena? Which part of Africa?
Right now I am in Mombasa.
Mombasa. All right. How is the water situation over there? Can you just explain
Yeah,
us?
we are close to I'm close to the sea and it is a little saline actually.
All right.
That's a
So
better
you,
place.
yep. Mm-hmm.
And it is RO, the process is being done. RO, I think it is the RO. And I'm actually working here in a school, but in where I stay, I don't drink the water from there. I take water from the school and come because this tastes a little salty. So I take it from school and come. So there, at school it is fine. They've
All right.
really processed
How many
it
people are there?
with them.
How many people are there around?
I don't understand.
Population. How much is the population? How many people are there?
What is the population?
Oh yeah. I just in my school it is 1,000 odd children and
Mm-hmm.
teachers 1,000, say 1,300 maybe.
All right. Uh-huh. Okay. Right. So you in the school you are getting the desalinated water from the
Yeah,
pipeline. Okay. Where the salt is, I mean the salt content is
all
less. That is
removed.
what you're all
Yes,
removed.
it's all removed. It's very nice water, but where I stay it is not so much. It's actually close to, but still.
Uh-huh. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Manoj sir, one question.
Yeah.
See, like the matter and energy, what you say, both are constant. Is the water resources for the earth? Is it a constant figure that is between the what is in the atmosphere and what is in the sea and what is in the land? Is it remain overall the sum remains same or it keep reducing?
Are you talking about the
Total
water
content of
resources?
Water
total content of water.
total water, whether it is in the air or in the
It depends
land.
on the humidity.
No, whether it is in the
Yeah,
land.
because if you talk about
Uh,
land will be having, because in certain in the it also depends on the place to place. It varies actually, the
yeah,
availability of
yeah.
the
I will keep
but
reducing
in
the
air.
land. But is this reduced availability of the water is available in the sea or some other place? Land, when you keep using the land, water source get depleted. Availability
Well,
is
Yeah.
generally the
corresponding
sea
increase in the
is the
seawater.
most generally next to sea the best place always. and the humidity is higher than in the other area. So we usually make a study of humidity before starting the project, but usually we place the stations next to sea. Okay.
Yeah, because his question was something different, Diego.
Different. I am just talking about the subtotal of the water. Because if
because
under the land, I mean, the land water get depleted every year, every state. We go deeper and deeper for getting water. Is the water in the sea is increasing correspondingly?
Yeah, because this process of, even with the climatic changes, you may be also knowing that water level in the sea is also getting high,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so eventually in the process of like in the rain, so everything started from the sea and over the period of evaporation, it again comes back to the sea. But the water levels will be maintaining over a period of time. That is for sure as a cyclic process.
Yeah.
Because it will be coming back to sea again. All the rivers, everything will be coming into the. So for the water on the ground,
will
will
be
be
reduced.
replenishing always. Yes, that will be there. So what Diego was saying, using the AWG systems, what we are utilizing is the humidity.
Yes.
If we have the certain percent of minimum 60% of humidity, but that is there in almost all part of the world, So that humidity can be converted sustainably, and which will be because because the air, we will be having the air will be filtered through the filters, and the rest of the water quality will be also much safer than the other, like in the resources, other water resources like in the river. So water quality, and again it will be again treated using the tertiary treatment. We have other filters like ozone treatment, like the other third tertiary treatments will also ensure that the water is more safe and is also drinkable.
I agree.
So
Place
these
like
are
Kerala where you have humidity always about 90, around 90. This
exactly.
decondensation will be a much better solution.
Yes. So if you ask Mr. Mohammed about the current humidity in, for example, in UAE, Mohammed, can you just tell us what is the average humidity in UAE, for example?
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Currently, the weather started to be nicer now as we are approaching winter. But really, in summer, very humid. You cannot stay 10 minutes outside. You will be sweating fully. And most of our activity are indoors, apart from the uh, outside work. But yes, we have long, hot summer, but very humid summer as well. And in the morning, early morning, you could see the condensation on the buildings or on the glass. It accumulates a lot of water, by the way, and the humidity on the glass, on the windows, very clear in summer. Yes, especially when you are indoor, are cooler than the outside.
Yeah. So that means maybe sometimes in during the peak summer and all, the humidity will go up to maybe 90 to 95%.
True,
Yeah.
and yes, correct. And because Dubai and Abu Dhabi are all only, we are at the sea, really. We are not far from the sea.
Yeah.
All are shoreline.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And the more humid, the yielding of the water, and it will be,
Better.
higher with the higher, humidity, levels. Yes. Yes.
Good.
Any other questions?
Certainly, it was a fantastic session, Mr. Manoj Kumar.
Yes.
Very informative, very informative.
Yes.
Thank
So
you
if you
so
have
much for the slides, videos, and your super presentation. Thank you so much.
Yes. So if you have any queries
Official.
of any requirements, please let us know.
Certainly.
And we can address it, and we can maybe represent it in some other places as well, in with the government agencies or maybe some of the organization, even in private sector, in industries, and even in government sectors, we can, because this technology is, being implemented, especially, even when, even the water availability is also there, then it is more easy to implement, more easy to install. So and it takes only minimal time to install the plants, and it's like a plug and play, instruments, where, for example, in US and all, in the US military, these equipments are utilized in a container, where the container is fitted with all the equipment. Just go and start the equipment, you can yield water where there will not be any fresh water available. It is mostly used in the military operations in US, and in some part of the Europe also, they utilize this for emergency purposes where there is no water, for emergency situations. It's like a plug and play instruments. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much.
Good evening, Brown. Brown, he has joined from Italy. Brown?
Uh,
No, he's not listening. Anyway, now we will officially give a thanks. Dr. Prino?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Jesus.
Official vote of thanks.
ഓക്കെ 114ാമത് ഉറവ് വെബിനാർ സീരീസിൽ നമ്മൾ വളരെ പ്രാധാന്യമുള്ള ഒരു വിഷയമാണ് ഇന്ന് കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്തത്. ജലം എന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാം, നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒഫീഷ്യലായിട്ട് നന്ദി പറയുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് എൻ്റെ കർത്തവ്യം. ഞാൻ ആ കർത്തവ്യത്തിലേക്ക് കടക്കട്ടെ. ഇതുപോലെ ഒരു മീറ്റിംഗ് ഇവിടെ സംഘടിപ്പിച്ച, ഇതുപോലെ ഇൻഫോർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ടോക്ക് ഇവിടെ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തതിന് ആദ്യമായി തന്നെ ഞാൻ നമ്മുടെ ജോൺ ബേബി സാർ പ്രസിഡന്റിന് നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു സർ. അടുത്തതായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സണെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്ത പോൾ പഴയാട്ടി സാർ, വളരെ മനോഹരമായിട്ടാണ് മനോജ് സാറിനെ നമുക്ക് ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തു തന്നത്. സാറിന് എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയത്തിന്റെ ഭാഷയിൽ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊള്ളുന്നു. നെക്സ്റ്റ്, ദ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺ ഓഫ് ദിസ് ഇവന്റ്, മനോജ് സർ, you rocked the session because it's a very important topic, water. You explained it very well, how the water is scarce in different countries, the strategies we can adopt to have the sustainable energy and all. So we all thank you from our heart. Thank you, sir. Next, we have some guests from different countries. So I thank Diego from Spain, Mohammed from Dubai, and all the guests joined for this today's meeting. Thank you all. Then അടുത്തതായി നന്ദി പറയാനുള്ളത് നമ്മുടെ MC ജയശ്രീ മാമിനാണ്. നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഈ സെഷൻ നയിച്ച MC ജയശ്രീ മാമിന് നന്ദി പറയുന്നു. പിന്നെ ലാസ്റ്റ് നോട്ട് ബട്ട് ദ ലീസ്റ്റ്, നമുക്ക് ഇന്നത്തെ ഗസ്റ്റിനെ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത് തന്ന ഡോക്ടർ PV ജോസഫ് സാറിനും എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയത്തിന്റെ ഭാഷയിൽ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇന്ന് ഇവിടെ ഈ മീറ്റിങ്ങിന് വന്ന എല്ലാ KCTU മെമ്പേഴ്സിനും എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയത്തിന്റെ ഭാഷയിൽ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം. താങ്ക് യു.
Okay.
Thank you. Diego, you want to have a word with this, any word?
Yes, I want to thank you for your meeting, sir. It was great.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night to all.
Thank you, Diego. Thank you, Mohammed, for finding time to spend with us. Thank you very much.
മനോജ് സർ ഇമെയിൽ ഐ ഡി.
എന്റെ ഹൃദയത്തിന്റെ ഭാഷ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരു നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, Manoj sir.
Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Email ID, Manoj sir's company email ID, please.
Yes.
Thank
We'll
you,
send
bye.
it to them. We'll share it. Yes.
Thank you, Manoj.
ഗ്രൂപ്പിലിടാം. ബൈ.
Yes.